Hello everyone, today Pikmin 4 is now out and you can now officially play this game into your Switch or into your PC. But in this video tutorial, I'm gonna show you everything you need to get started in playing this game into your PC, assuming that you don't own a Nintendo Switch at all. So first of all, what you need is that you'll need to have all of these 3 files here that I have highlighted in my desktop, and also you'll need to install an app called Ryujinx. As of recording, this video tutorial, the latest build for Ryujinx emulator is version 1.1969. And for those who don't know, Ryujinx emulator is a Nintendo Switch emulator that can play and emulate Nintendo Switch games into your PC as long as you have all of its 3 files here installed in Ryujinx. So as you can see here, I have Pikmin 4 and it's in version 1.0.1 and it is in NSP file format and is a 10 GB file size game. So I'm going to teach you first where to get Ryujinx, okay? So to do this, just open a web browser and then just type in Ryujinx emulator and hit search. And then Ryujinx.org is their official website, so be sure to click on that. And then go to download. And if you're using Mac, be sure that you are in Mac OS 11 or later version in order for you to install Ryujinx. And if you're from Linux, you can get the installer here. And if you're from Windows, you can get the installer here. I am using Windows 11 and Ryujinx runs smoothly with no issues at all. So, since I have already installed Ryujinx emulator into my PC, so I'm just going to skip the download and installation process because the download and installation process, by the way, is really easy to do. Any noob can do this and anyone can do this. Just be sure that to only get Ryujinx emulator in this website because this is their official site. So this is the only way that I am showing you this. So I'm going to minimize this now and I'm going to assume that you have already installed Ryujinx emulator. So if this is your first installation, be sure to boot up Ryujinx emulator now, boot it up, run it now, and then you'll be met with certain errors saying that you will need some certain files installed into your Ryujinx emulator before you can play any Switch games. So what are those files? Those files are the Nintendo Switch firmware and the Nintendo Switch keys. Both should be in version 16.0.3 in order for it to run and play Pikmin 4. And also your Pikmin 4 game should be in NSP or XCI file format so that Ryujinx will be able to run and play that game. So as you can see, I have NSP file format. So if you're asking me where to get all these files, the most legal way to do this is that you own a Nintendo Switch console, you have modded that Nintendo Switch console, and you have installed a custom firmware into your Nintendo Switch console. Because if you do that, then you can now access your Nintendo Switch system files. And once you have access on those system files, all you have to do is just copy all of the Nintendo Switch firmware file and the Nintendo Switch keys files from your Switch to your PC. And once you have done that, then you will need to have the XCR or NSP file format of Pikmin 4. In order for you to get that, is that there's no other way around this, but you should purchase the game, own the physical copy of that game, or purchase the digital copy of that game in the eShop, and you can now legally digitally back up that game into an NSP or XCR file format just like mine here. So if you have a Switch but don't know how to mod or install a custom firmware, or you don't have a Switch but don't know where to get all of this file but want to try out and play Pikmin 4, then I'm just going to save you the hassle and teach you where to get all of these 3 files here. So in order for you to get all of these 3 files here, I'm just going to leave a QR code here at the screen. Scan that QR code into your QR code reader into your mobile phone so that you'll be redirected to the page wherein you can get all of these 3 files. So once you are in aroung.com, all you have to do is just hover down in the middle part of the website so that you'll get the Pikmin 4 NSP file format. And once you have done that, hover down a little bit on the bottom part of the website so that you'll get the firmware of the Switch and the keys of the Switch to your phone into your PC. So I'm going to assume that you're using your mobile phone in getting these files. Now it's once you have all the files, just transfer them into your PC using a USB cable, assuming that you're using an Android phone. So I'm going to assume that you have a copy of all of these files now, so it's time to install them into your Ryujinx. Okay, so go to Ryujinx, go to File, go to Open Ryujinx folder, and then Open System folder. Open that, then open keys 16.03 file here, and then just copy all of these files or drag and drop those files in this folder. This folder, by the way, should be empty because it's your first installation. It's done, close, and that. Now it's time to install the Nintendo Switch firmware files. To do this is just to install, go to Tools, go to Install Firmware, install a firmware from XCI or zip file, click on that, and then locate your firmware file and hit Open. And we'll say that we'll have to install this version, hit Yes, and we'll say successfully installed here. Now hit OK. Your system version will be the same as the firmware version now, which is a firmware version of the Switch, which is 16.0.3 here. And also it will now show you all of your Nintendo Switch games and also they will show you their game icon. So if you see a game that does not have a game icon, that means that you're using an outdated firmware or an outdated key. So be sure to only use the QR code that we have put in the screen so that you'll only get the latest files and Pikmin 4 into your PC so that you'll be able to install them in Ryujinx. So the next step now is to optimize Ryujinx in order for you to play Pikmin 4. To do this, just go to Options, go to Settings, and in this part, just pause the video and copy every setting that you see from here. So this is for the General tab. The game directories could be anywhere into your PC as long as you know where they are, and your games should be in NSP or XE file format. But as long as you follow this guide, you'll get the NSP file format of Pikmin 4. Now go to Input. Now go to Player 1 and hit Configure. It's better to use a controller rather than a mouse and keyboard in playing Switch games, but that would be a major hassle. So I've been using my Nintendo Switch Pro controller here. So if you have an Xbox or PlayStation controller, you can connect them here and then just map them up according to your liking. But the dead zone for both left and right stick should be in 0.20% so that there'll be no drifting inter playthroughs. Once you set that up, hit Save. Now go to System. In this part, just pause the video and copy everything that you see. And also you can change the settings here, some settings here, to your preferred preference. So system region, you can change that, and language, you can change that. Now I'm going to go to the graphics tab. So this is the most important part of the setting here. So be sure to copy everything. So graphics backend multi-threading should be on. Graphics backend API should be in Vulkan. Your preferred GPU is your dedicated graphics card. And in the enhancements, you should enable shader cache and enable macro HLE. Resolution scale should be in 2x resolution so that the game will look much sharper and much more beautiful than the native resolution of the Switch. But if your PC can't handle that emulation, you can just revert back to the native resolution, which is 720p 1080p, the resolution of the Switch. But if you have a higher hardware PC specs, then you can change it to a more higher resolution scale. But for me, 2x resolution is the best. Now, post-processing effect should be none, and upscale should be in bilinear, and isotropic filtering should be auto, and aspect ratio should be in 16:9. So once you have set things up right here, hit apply and save. Now your Ryujinx emulator is now fully optimized to run any Nintendo Switch games such as Pikmin 4. Okay, so a little bit of disclaimer, I will not be able to show you guys a gameplay of Pikmin 4 because we all know Nintendo is real strict, they don't play well with this kind of content. So if I showed you a gameplay of Pikmin 4 running to my PC using Ryujinx emulator, then my channel will be taken down and my videos will be taken down. So that's why you cannot see a lot of video tutorials regarding the installation process of any Switch game into your PC because, as you know, those channels will be taken down. So I'm willing to show you a little bit of compromise. So I'm gonna be booting up Pikmin 4 into the title screen. But once I am in the title screen, I'm just gonna stop the emulation. And I'm just also gonna blur the screen from here on out so that Nintendo will not be able to hit me with any of their copyright strike into my channel. So that's why I'm going to be blurring things now. And also there is an open issue regarding in Pikmin 4 when running in Ryujinx. There will be some graphical bugs in the title screen, but that graphical bugs or issues is only in the title screen. But once you are in game, there's no issue at all. The game will run smooth with no problem at all. Okay, so the only issue is in the title screen. So I'm just going to hit into story now. So I'm just going to stop the emulation from here because as you can see, it's running quite well. So I'm just going to stop the emulation now. So as long as you follow all the steps that I've shown you in this video tutorial, you're guaranteed to get Pikmin 4, and also you'll be able to optimize your game to run it in your PC. So if you have some questions regarding the installation process of Pikmin 4, just leave a comment in the comment section below and I will try my best to answer all of them as fast as I could. So please subscribe to my channel because that would majorly help me out. So please do that. Thank you for watching. See you next time and goodbye for now.